Hey everybody, it has been a long time since I've done a movie review, but nope, Captain America Civil War, let's get down to it. Basically, well, this movie was probably one of the best Marvel movies ever made to date, definitely topping the second Avengers movie by a long shot. I mean, wow. I don't know why, but Captain America movies just seem to top every single other Marvel movie there is. Now, why this is, I have no idea. But, this is what has occurred here. So basically, it starts off and it tells us kind of back in time. Telling us about the Winter Soldier, and you're seeing this picture of how he crashes a car, and there's these little blue bag things in the back that he receives from the trunk. Well, there is a little more to that. I'll tell you a little bit later. So, what point should I make? Oh my god, where do I go from here? Okay. So, I forget the beginning, which really sucks. So just screw the beginning. Or not. Man, I really should have rethought this. Oh crap. How am I supposed to... Okay, forget this. I'll pause it when I'm ready. So now I'm actually ready. So basically, in the start of the movie, there's these terrorist guys, And everybody's trying to stop him. Captain America is trying to stop these guys. And, they end up destroying a lot of stuff, okay? A lot of stuff gets destroyed. But there's the one guy left, the leader of all these guys. So he attached a bomb Captain America showed. He threw it up and it blew up. But then he bombed Captain America. He was about to blow himself up and Captain America, take him with him. But then the bomb was moved. Well, Captain America was moved out of the way, and then the guy was aimed towards the building. The whole building blew up. It killed just a bunch of people. Now, pretty tragic. And this was Scarlet Witch that did it. That's not what they called her in the movie, but that's who she is. And then she blew up part of the building. She was in lockdown inside for quite some time. Wow. And then, this all kind of boiled over. So then we see the Winter Soldier popping. No, not quite yet. But okay, wait. So basically, a lot of the world's saying how the Avengers are hazard and everything. Not just use Avengers and typically, but those heroes in that area all around. So saying, oh man, how much of a threat they are. That's not a good thing. And there's this bomb in this truck, and there's all these police cars and all that. So the guy who's later gonna be Black Panther realizes, and he moves everybody out of the way and tells him, look, and boom, huge explosion. His father dies. And apparently there's footage that says, oh man, wait, the Winter Soldier put a bomb in this truck. Well, in ways of interpreting it, this man was possessed. If you wanna, I don't know any other better way to say it. He was kind of possessed here. So, he's walking around, he sees his newspaper. And with him on it, then he runs and he kind of goes to his apartment. Then we get to this Captain America scene. Captain America is just looking around, Bucky's apartment or the Winter Soldier's apartment, whatever you prefer to say. So he just looks around, and then Bucky or the Winter Soldier just appears around him, and then the SWAT team invades, and it's a foreign SWAT team, and then you got they're attacking Captain America and all that. Man, they got attacked though. They were arrested. Just a lot of stuff happened there in that moment. So, again. So then, Tony Stark or Iron Man and then Captain America are kind of in a heated feud right now, saying about what the best thing to do is with them. They put Winter Soldier on lockdown or whatever. Jeez. So, okay. So, the one thing I failed to mention, but I probably should mention, and I'll mention it right now, is if you know forget what the girl's name is that Captain America liked in First Captain America. And then the second one where she was an old, like, a really old lady. She died. She had a funeral, you know, he got a text message, Captain America did. And, you know, it was a really sad moment for him. So as we continue here, this is where, well, Hawkeye comes back because he's supposedly retired. Because, you know, he's going to stay with his wife and kids and all that. Well, Vision, this is that Avengers thing. You see Vision and Scarlet Witch. Vision sees a fire outside. He's like, I better go check it out. So Hawkeye pops in and tells Scarlet Witch to get out of there. Well, I guess you kind of want to, but no. Vision comes back. He's like, what are you doing here? So then they have a fight. And Scarlet Witch just sends, like, Vision through the earth. I'm like, wow, Vision's never going to come back. But then here we get this big fight everybody knows about. But before we get to this big fight, which is not the end of the movie, there's quite a bit of movie to go. So, so first of all, before this fight, I got a lot of things. There's the Tony Stark meeting Peter Parker. Better get to that. But first, again, I don't know if everything is quite in order here, but I'm just telling you how it goes, I think. So basically, Bucky's captured, or, you know, Winter Soldier, whatever you want to call him. And apparently, found out there's more Winter Soldiers, but he is on, like, lockdown and stuff, and they have this pod thing. So, Baron Zemo is trying to control his mind and all that, and he does, and then he gets him to attack, Falcon and Captain America when they come in to save him. I mean, he breaks himself out and all this stuff. I mean, come on. I mean, of course he gains control again later. And, you know, that's how he's in this fight, which I'm not quite done, not to mention yet. So, earlier, I forgot to mention this. Tony Stark had this project where he's going to fund all these students, you know, in school. I don't know if it's high school or college or whatever, but he was going to fund them and help. So, basically, he's at Peter Parker's house. Peter Parker just comes in the door, and you see Tony Stark there, and all this stuff happens. So then he probably goes in Peter Parker's room, and he knows, and he looks up on YouTube or whatever Tony Stark did. I don't know what he did. Videos of this guy who wears red and blue swinging around town, who had this really, really crappy costume. Okay, it was a really bad costume. He had, like, light bulbs as eyes. I mean, I don't even know. Okay, it was a really horrible costume. And it makes me feel bad as a Spider-Man fan just to have witnessed this costume. But, I mean, you know, pretty impactful moment right there. So he figured out he was Spider-Man. He found the costume. Peter Parker made all of it. Like, wow. This is some really big news here, okay? So then the fight happens. Spider-Man is such an amateur in this. And also not to mention that Ant-Man's there now. Just saying, you know, Ant-Man is now in this. I mean, you know, Hawkeye found him, and then they brought him in a truck, like a van. He's like, and Ant-Man just woke up and got out, and he's like, "What time zone is this?" Because he thought it was supposed to be night. But you know, Ant-Man had a pretty big challenge in this movie, and he had to be huge. He had to be Giant Man, which for some reason he was not Giant Man in the Ant-Man movie. They had to wait until a Captain America movie. Captain America Civil War really should have been called Avengers Civil War. Kick-Ass Productions agrees. I agree. I'm sure many, many people agree. Because this is not a Captain America movie. This should have been an Avengers movie. I mean, again, that is just my opinion, but, you know, yeah, they have this epic fight. So basically, Captain America and the Winter Soldier, they have to get to this jet. But, you know, Team Iron Man, which you can see right there, they're trying to stop Team Cap. And, well, eventually, Captain America, Winter Soldier, they make it to this jet. And, you know, this whole entire wall just comes down, and they barely make it. So Black Panther and Black Widow's on the other side, and then she says stuff, I forget what she said. And she, like, gets these little taser things that just tase Black Panther. Because, you know, she didn't want to regret it or something. And then, you know, they got away. But Black Panther ended up following Iron Man when, because, well, everybody on Team Cap except, Captain America himself and the Winter Soldier, they got away, okay? So they were flying away to wherever. And everybody else was put in this jail, which was underwater. And then Iron Man walked in there. He was asking people around. So he got a thing on his phone. He muted the sound of one of the cells because the people working there were spying in on him. Because they wanted to get Captain America and the Winter Soldier. So he muted the sound. And Falcon told him. And then Iron Man went to go look for him. Oh man, we are only getting into the juicy parts now. Okay? Oh, and also there was a Star Wars reference in that big battle that Spider-Man had when he tried to wrap around his webs around Giant Man, also known as Ant-Man. Just saying. Spider-Man references. I mean, Star Wars reference. I'm sure it was picked up because it was pretty heavily laid on there. But everybody knows that Star Wars reference anyway. Yeah, pretty interesting stuff. So, eventually Iron Man gets there. And, Winter Soldier wants to shoot him. That's his first instinct, and Captain America's like, no. So then, apparently, they get into this chamber thing, and they see all these dead bodies of all the... Because there's more Winter Soldiers. They were all in these tube things. They all had, like, blood marks down their face. They're all dead. Okay? But, wow. All dead. So then Baron Zemo, he has this little screen thing on front of him. And, he says all this stuff, and his whole master plan was just to get them to turn on each other. So then he looks at the screen thing. Oh, wait a minute, one second. So before this happens, Iron Man gets really, really, really mad. Now, this isn't the big fight when the jet starts flying away with Captain America in it, and the Winter Soldier. So, War Machine and Iron Man were trying to chase after it. But Vision tries to shoot Falcon, who's chasing them. But Falcon dodges it, and it shoots War Machine. And War Machine goes down, and, Iron Man goes on a rampage. So that is one thing I did forget to say. But anyway, back to this Baron Zemo thing. So, again, I mentioned about this scene earlier where, this is back in 1991. This is where this scene takes place with the motorcycle and the car. And there's little blue bag things in the back of the car. They're little vials, they're little, like, tiny bags of DNA to make the Winter Soldier. So, Winter Soldier crashes this car, and then out of the front door, which is Tony Stark's dad. Tony Stark's dad was driving this car, and he was killed along with his wife, which was in the passenger seat. They were both killed by the Winter Soldier. Okay? Just imagine how mad this made Iron Man. So Iron Man... Jeez. Iron Man nailed it on the fight. He was taking Captain America out, and he was taking both these guys out. But man, just the other pain and destruction. But, forgive and forget. But, Winter Soldier lost his mechanical arm. That stuff. So, while this fight's happening, Captain America lays his shield down because, at the end, Iron Man says, this shield never belonged to you. And he just lays it down there and just keeps it there. Rough times are going down right now. But, jeez, this was really, really good movie. So, and there is some secret stuff that I don't know if everybody got it, because you have to stay at the very end of the black and white credits to get this. The end of, like, the regular Marvel credits, you found something out too, but I'm just about to tell you what came after the black and white credits. Soon. Oh, where was I? So, yeah, they fight each other. So, Black Panther sees Baron Zemo at the top of, like, the mountain thing, which all this stuff is in, and he's, like, about to shoot himself. And then, because he's just done. And there's all points in this movie where you just feel bad for everybody. You gotta feel bad for everybody. All just the regular people, Captain America's team, Iron Man's team. You just start to feel bad for everybody. And even even Baron Zemo, you feel bad for him. Jeez. It's just a feel bad movie all around, isn't it? So basically, wow. It's still pretty good. Black Panther sets his helmet down like he's done or something. And then he saves Baron Zemo from killing himself. Zemo eventually gets locked up at the end. And then they test him and all this. So, yeah. So then we get to this little part. Which, this is after the Marvel credits. Right? Yeah. After the Marvel credits, we see this happen. Captain America goes into that little underwater prison and he frees everybody. Not everybody, just all the people who are on his team, which you can see in the Civil War poster. He frees all of them. Actually, no, that didn't happen with that. Never mind. After the Marvel credits, you see him and Bucky or Winter Soldier. And Winter Soldier has a little thing over where his metal arm used to be. And he just says that he wants to be frozen until they can figure out what's wrong with his mind, because he's saying it's best for everybody. I mean, yeah, again, very sad. You know, there's very sad aspects to this movie. Okay, then we get after the black and white long credits, because I had to sit there for like 10 minutes just to watch those credits. Like, oh my god, is there something after these or what? So there was, and you know, it's Spider-Man related, back to Spider-Man's room. And very, very interesting. Oh man, he's Spider-Man and all that, yeah. But, at the end, Spider-Man will return. That's not just it, though. Let me tell you about this little scene. So basically, he has a bruise under his eye, and he lies to Aunt May and said, I mean, he didn't really lie to Aunt May. He said he was in a fight with people he knew. And somebody was named Steve. And, you know, he got like a little rag, put it under his eye. But before she came in the room, he had his web shooter, which had like a red laser. He had no idea why, so he had to hide it behind his back. So then when she leaves, he tells her to shut the door, which she does. So then he shines it up the ceiling, and what do we see? We see the Spider-Man face logo. You know, like the Deadpool face logo? The Spider-Man face logo. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I'm not sure if you understand what I mean, because Deadpool has like a circle logo with the Deadpool eyes on it. So, just the Spider-Man one, like that. So, anyway, then it says Spider-Man will return, and then that's the end of the movie. So, yeah. I thought it was a really good movie, but it should have just been an Avengers movie. Not called Captain America Civil War. It's called Avengers Civil War. I mean, in my honest opinion, it did better than Avengers. And from just me watching it, it was much better, and I was way more into it. So yeah. Everybody, thanks for watching. Please make sure to leave a like, and you know, please have a nice day. If you've not seen this movie already, well, you probably don't want to now because I just told you everything. So yeah, there's gonna be spoilers in this video. Just saying. There's definitely gonna be spoilers. Every time I do a movie review, remember the spoilers. I should say this at the beginning, not the end. Okay, but thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next one. Bye.